All right, so Amy Klobuchar was on CNN with Jake Tapper, and as usual, she was bashing Medicare for All. Let's take a look.
So let me ask you, you joined Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who I just talked to, in criticizing Senator Warren on the debate stage for, in your view, in his view, not being fully honest about how she intends to pay for Medicare for All. Senator Warren's campaign has since said that she's, quote, reviewing the revenue options suggested by the 2016 Bernie campaign along with other revenue options, unquote. Is that good enough for you?
No, it's not. I've made very clear how I'm going to pay for everything that I've put out there. I think that's important because we've got a president that's added trillions of dollars to the debt on the shoulders of our kids, and I think we need to make the case. And as I said at the debate stage, I just think I have a better way. A way that will insure more people and bring premiums down, and that's with the non-profit public option. And it doesn't trash Obamacare, it builds on Obamacare. And I think you have to show how you're going to pay for things. And that was the point. And I don't think any one person on that stage has a monopoly on good ideas. And that seems to be what she's said through these debates. And I thought it was really important to make that point for the people of the country and our primary voters. There's another way. And one other thing I wanted to add as I was listening to your interview with the mayor is that that bill has been very clear from the beginning. On page 8, it says that it will dismantle our current insurance system. It says that 149 million people will be kicked off their current insurance. That's what it says. And Senator Sanders has been very honest about that. But I think we have to be honest about that. All the people in the Senate that was on that stage and others who said they supported it, they signed on to that. I got a lot of pressure to sign on to it. I read it and I decided there was a better way and a different way to do it.
So
I just look people in there.
You're suggesting that Mayor Pete Buttigieg, having endorsed Medicare for All in that tweet that I referred to in 2018, is not being honest today? Is that what you're suggesting?
What I'm saying is people need to look at these bills and understand what they're looking at. And I don't know if he ever looked at the bill, but the bill has always said that. And that's the bill that's been the one that Senator Sanders has led in the U.S. Senate. And like I said, I think there's a better way. I made the decision, and that happens all the time. You get pressure from a lot of people to do things in Washington.
So there we go. Again, with this bogus argument that if you institute Medicare for All, you're going to throw 149 million people off of their health insurance by giving them better health insurance. Americans are really a special breed. You know that? Again, let me repeat that in case anyone has any doubts about what is going on here. She's saying that if you institute a Medicare for All system under Bernie Sanders' plan, 149 million people will suddenly be thrown off of their private health insurance. Yes, that is correct. But what she's not saying is that they're going to get better insurance, full coverage. You know, when you say universal coverage, that means everything is covered. There are people now who do have health insurance, but not everything is covered. All right? I don't know what kind of plans every person has, but you have some plans that don't cover mental health, for example. And you have other plans that cover maybe a broken arm, but they ain't going to cover kidney stones. This is ridiculous. Other civilized, industrialized countries don't have this. This is madness. It's unheard of. It's completely unheard of. These people with their private health insurance, you have crappy insurance. Okay, so not only are they shorting you and they're making you pay through the nose for limited coverage, but on top of it, there's no mechanism for drug prices. We'll get into detail. But again, let's dispel this myth. I want to say once and for all, but we know we're going to keep doing this till the end of time. 149 million people are not going to be thrown off of their health insurance and left with nothing. They're going to be given better insurance that is cheaper and covers everything. That's what she doesn't tell you. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay? Not to mention that you have around 27 million Americans who have no health insurance and 44 million who are underinsured. Again, meaning they have health insurance, this amazing private health insurance that you speak of, but it sucks. It doesn't cover their needs. It's insufficient, making it effectively useless and too expensive. And there are 500,000 people who go bankrupt every year and 50,000 people who die because they don't have that health insurance. But she doesn't care about that, does she? And she makes no mention of it. I mean, let's be real here. This is a woman who is bought by the health industry, okay? She takes donations on the regular from all types of companies who work in big pharma and the health industry. So you see this company here called Medtronic, okay? They're the world's largest medical device company. From 2011 to 2016, they gave her nearly $45,000. Between 2005 and 2010, $46,000. So, I mean, the whole premise that you have an individual here to talk about a subject that they are paid not to like tells you everything you need to know. This is like having a spokesman for Pepsi come and tell you about how bad Coca-Cola is. I mean, dude, maybe your Pepsi's good, but I mean, just by principle, I shouldn't have to believe you because you're being paid to say that. I know there's going to be people in the comments now who say Pepsi legitimately is better than Coca-Cola. No, you understand what I'm saying. So this is completely ridiculous. Amy Klobuchar, at least, you know, we can say that she is an honest centrist, although is she really honest? She's not telling you that she takes hundreds of thousands of dollars from the healthcare industry, that she's a recipient of corporate money. She's one of the candidates that has received the most money from the healthcare industry, right? So why would she come on the show, on Jake Tapper's show, and tell you that, yes, Medicare for All, which is going to abolish and put my donors in line, is a good idea? Of course she's not going to say that because she has a vested interest in keeping the status quo. Of course. She's paid to do that. I wish people could understand this simply. She is being paid to lie to you. It's that simple. She's being paid to lie to you. That's it. And this whole premise that, oh, Medicare for All is a pipe dream and we can't pay for it. Yeah, really? Is that what you told Donald Trump when you voted for his military budget in 2017? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I couldn't find a single clip of Amy Klobuchar going on CNN with Jake Tapper and saying that we can't afford this military budget, right? It's very interesting. You know, they don't have money for the water in Flint, Michigan and Newark. They don't have money for Medicare for All. But when it comes to bombing brown people, then they got the money. But don't say that, because if you say that, you're a Russian bot and a Russian plant, right? Of course. Even brown people like me, you know, we're supposed to get bombed and then shut up too, right? Otherwise, we're Russian plants. Careful, you might upset some people on Twitter. So this is absurd, man. America is the richest country, not on the face of the planet, in history, okay? They have the money. Let's not make any mistakes here. They have the money. They have it. It's there, okay? They're just appropriating it to other shit. Because the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, they're more important than Medicare for All. That's why you can't have Medicare for All. That's the reason. Don't tell me the money isn't there. And we've said this over and over. The current healthcare system is going to cost $50 trillion over the next 10 years. Medicare for All would save $20 trillion. Joe Biden, during the debates, he's like, oh, you're not being honest, Bernie. It's going to cost $30 trillion over the next 10 years. Yeah, well, if we don't change to Medicare for All, it'll cost $50 trillion. Do you math? And people always whine about how you're going to pay for it, how you're going to pay for it. And Bernie's being straight up with you. He's saying, yeah, your tax is going to go up. But now you ain't got no premiums, deductibles, co-pays, all of that private taxes that you're paying to private health insurance companies is gone. So you're going to have net savings, right? Makes sense. And the thing that Warren did during the debates, where she was not comfortable admitting that truth, which is nothing wrong with it. Like, yes, taxes are going to go up. It doesn't matter. Give them the fucking soundbite. Tell them that they're going to save money by not having to pay premiums and copays and deductibles. Say it. She wouldn't say it. Elizabeth Warren wouldn't say it. And you know what it did? It made her and Medicare for All look very bad and dubious and suspicious. That's all she accomplished. I don't know if that was on purpose or it's because she's incompetent and, you know, I don't know what it was. Maybe she has no plan for Medicare for All, which is what I think. And she really isn't going to raise taxes because she's not going to implement Medicare for All. And that's why she didn't want to say it. Who knows, man? Now, there's talk she's going to release a healthcare plan. We'll see about that. But, you know, when it comes to every dollar that is spent in the healthcare industry in America, 20 cents off of each dollar are overhead. It's wasted. on administrative costs. It's garbage. Medicaid, Medicare, these are some of the most efficient programs that the government has. They waste almost no money. Okay, there have been extensive studies done on this, like 20 different studies. The government is very efficient when it comes to administrative costs in healthcare. They don't waste money. The private health insurance wastes 20 cents on every dollar. That's billions every year that Americans are paying and being wasted. That money could be used for a single-payer healthcare system, but it's not, because the private health insurance companies and Big Pharma are paying people like Amy Klobuchar to maintain the status quo and go on CNN and lie about stuff like that. So you can't trust anything she says, because she has a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. She has a conflict of interest that she's not disclosing. She's not saying, yes, I've been paid by private healthcare companies to come and say this and advocate on their behalf. No, she's not telling you that. She's just bashing a single-payer healthcare system that half the world already has, because it goes against her donors and what her donors have told her to say and the checks that she's being cut. Okay? That's why. Almost every industrialized nation on this planet has some form of universal single-payer healthcare. Don't tell me the United States can't do that. That's complete horseshit.